Hello everyone, Alan Chase here from BackupOnlineBlog.com with this video. What loss are you trying to protect against? And if you're considering backup and recovery or how to better protect your computer, I want you to listen to this video and learn about the different areas you need to concern yourself with when trying to put together a backup and recovery solution for your PC or your Mac. We all need to protect our computer. Our data is so valuable for us, and I'm going to go over the 4 things you need to think about. So the 4 areas are: number 1, user error. We do that for the most part today. If you save your files or do a save as periodically and you have versions maybe of a word processing file or spreadsheet you're working on, you're doing that already today. In fact, most of our Office files periodically save themselves for us. So user error, we're probably protecting ourselves against pretty well now, but we're doing it only in the scope of our own computer, not anything outside our computer necessarily. The second thing we want to think about is what happens if we lose our computer or it's stolen from us. So that's going to be another area we need to focus on. The third one, what happens if it stops working or it gets destroyed? Something bad happens to the computer and it's no longer functional. Fourth would be the facility failure or loss of the facility. What happens if we actually lose access to, or there's a flood or a fire in our office or in our home, and we no longer can get to our computer? So these are the 4 areas that I think most of us need to protect ourselves against, and there are different tools we can use to protect ourselves from data loss in these areas. The 2 most common ones would be an external hard drive or some kind of an online backup solution. We're going to see where all of these fit. So the first one we've talked about a little bit here, which is user error. If you accidentally delete a file or overwrite a file, or perhaps you try to do a cut and paste and it fails, and by the way, you shouldn't cut and paste, you should always copy and paste. That way that sort of error can't happen. But we protect ourselves pretty well from this already. We make versions in the folders as we do our work, or we save our work periodically. So this is something that most computer users already have a pretty good habit around. However, it doesn't protect us at all from a problem with our computer. It only protects us with a problem that we create on our computer. So if we want to protect ourselves against a computer being lost or stolen, we need to think about getting the data in some kind of external hard drive or maybe an online backup solution in case we leave it in a car or office and now we need access to it. We can't get back there. Maybe somebody takes it by accident where we work, or a family member. That I think happens at work often. The computers and the computer bags look similar, so accidents will happen. How do we make sure that if that happens, how do we get to our files quickly online so that we can get our work done? Or maybe it gets stolen. It gets stolen out of your office or out of your car. Obviously this is tragic. It's not coming back, but we still want to know that we can get access to all of our files, be able to get back up and running as quickly as possible. Also, what do we do if the hard drive simply stops responding? The computer has a failure, or there's physical damage to the computer. Someone leaves it on top of their car. When they're loading their car, they drive away. The computer goes flying off the roof of the car, and when it's recovered, it doesn't work anymore. An external hard drive certainly would protect us in that respect, so would online backup. The one area where an external hard drive doesn't protect us as completely, I think, is in the case of an electrical surge. If I'm in my home office or I'm in my other office and something happens to the computer itself as a result of an electrical surge, most likely that external hard drive that was plugged in, maybe even into the same power strip, suffered the same surge and probably destroyed as well. That's an area where online backup clearly has its advantages over an external hard drive. The last area we need to think about is what if our facility is lost. So if there's a fire or a flood somewhere, we either can't get back into the facility to get to our computer, or we know the computer was destroyed in the fire or flood, or similar circumstance in a car accident. We need to have a strategy to be able to get back our data as quickly as possible. And in most cases, there's some data that we're going to need urgently to get our work done for our job or something for our family, and then we want to also have that capability to get all of our data back as well. So I really am a passionate advocate of online backup, and the reason is because it's the only one that comprehensively protects us against all 4. It gets our data off-site, so that way it's no longer around us. It's in a secure data center, and we can get to any internet connection, bring up a browser, we can do restores and get our data back. One advantage I think an external hard drive has is you certainly can do faster restores with it, but it's not as comprehensive a degree of data protection because it's still going to be in a facility where our computer is, or somewhere where it can be physically harmed. When your data's in an online backup solution, when your data is protected off-site, it's in a Class 3 data center, your data is encrypted, no one's getting to it. The data center has backup facilities to keep the power up and running in case they have an electrical outage. So it's a much more comprehensive and professional degree of protection than something that you could replicate on your desk. You don't really have that capability in your home or even in your office like a professional data center would. So that's why I'm a passionate advocate for it, and I personally use LiveDrive. If you visit my website, you can learn more about LiveDrive and about data protection in general. I encourage you to visit. There's a lot of good articles and videos there. I use LiveDrive myself. I've had great success with it. It'll protect you against all 4 areas we've been talking about: user error, your computer being lost or stolen, the computer suffering a physical failure or being destroyed, or losing access to the facility, or it being destroyed and the facility lost. So I encourage you to visit my website, www.backuponlineblog.com. You can also follow me at Twitter at BackupBlog. And I want to thank you for watching this video. You can visit my website if you have any questions. You can there's a spot there you can put in your name and email. Shoot me a question. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Once again, thank you for watching this video, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Bye.